Hello, beautiful souls. It's Emily with Twins in Union. I hope that everyone is doing well. I am back once again with a Twin Flame Collective reading for us to look at these energies of the full moon in Gemini. So I'm excited about this full moon. It's already been kind of intense. I've been feeling some of the energies. So I'll talk a little bit about the energies and what's happening for us around this full moon, and then I will dive into the reading. And before I do that, as always, I just like to start with gratitude. And for those of us here in the United States, we are getting ready to celebrate Thanksgiving, which is a time of year for blessings and abundance and gratitude. So we'll just start off with a little gratitude. I just want to say a big warm welcome to all of my new subscribers. I'm just so happy to have you joining me on this journey. And thank you to my longtime loyal subscribers. I love you guys. Thank you to everyone for your amazing comments and your likes and your shares. I just really enjoy connecting with all of you and the beautiful energy that you share with me. Thank you to everyone who has purchased readings and union coaching sessions and channeled paintings. If you have purchased a channeled painting, I am working on those over this weekend. Things have been kind of crazy, so please be patient with me, but I am working on those. And yeah, I feel so grateful to be sitting here sharing messages with you and offering you guidance in your journey. And my channel has been here for over a year now. I think it was last July when I started my channel, a year ago in 2017, July. So it's just been amazing for me to watch my channel grow and to be connecting with all of you and, you know, getting that feeling of soul tribe and just sharing this journey with you. It is a really challenging journey, and I think when we have our soul family and our soul tribe and we can all share and connect and support each other, it just makes the journey so much more, you know, of a positive experience even when we're going through challenges, just to know that we have that support and that we're not alone. So yeah, so getting into this full moon in Gemini, I feel like this is going to be a powerful full moon, especially for twins, because Gemini is the sign, the zodiac sign that is represented by the twin. And I went into meditation. I always do a meditation before I pull the cards, and was tuning into the energies around this full moon, and I was seeing the glyph, which is represented by, it looks like a number 11 with like a Roman numeral number 2, I guess, or like a number 11. And in my meditation, I was seeing the number 11, and then it went like this, and then it went like this, and it started going back and forth. And so what I was getting with that was that message of sacred union. So there is beautiful energy of sacred union with this full moon, and this union, I feel, is us coming into union within ourselves, and also moving into a direction of union, sacred union with our beloved, through aligning with the union within us, aligning with our soul's truth. And Gemini is a sign that is connected to communication and our words. It rules the 3rd house in the zodiac wheel, so that house is all about communication. So I am seeing a lot of communication happening between twins around the energies of this full moon, and also communication that is very truthful and speaking our truth. Gemini is also a sign that is very creative. It is an air sign, and air rules our words and communication as well as our thoughts. So I know for me, I've had a lot of mental energy going on lately and some insomnia going on. So if that's coming up for you, that's very connected to this full moon. It's also a mutable sign, a sign of change. So there, I feel, will be big changes being ushered in with this full moon, and this full moon is also at 0 degrees, and 0 degrees is like the huge turning point, the pivotal shift and change that is very powerful. And 0 in the tarot is represented by the Fool. So it's like embarking on a new adventure, embarking on a new journey, a fresh start, a clean slate, like that 0 point energy of infinite possibilities, infinite potential, and taking that leap of faith, taking that risk, opening up to a new adventure and a new beginning. And the interesting thing is that with this full moon being at 0 degrees, this is the first of a series of full moons, I believe, over the next 6 months, that is to be all of these 0 degree moons. So we are entering into a powerful time of shifts and changes and pivots in our journey, and I just see a lot of change and transition and movement over the next 6 months. And this full moon in Gemini is really kicking it off. So it's pretty powerful. Full moons are also about manifestation, and this full moon happens to fall on 11/22, which is Thanksgiving Day in the U.S. If you are in London time or around that time zone or other areas of the world, this will be early in the morning for you on the 23rd. So I just think it's just such a beautiful full moon in that it falls on Thanksgiving for us here in the U.S., and moons are about manifestation and abundance. So yeah, let's see. I have some notes here. What else can I tell you about this, the energies around this full moon? Some other aspects that we have is we have Venus has gone direct. So that was kind of a challenging time. I think we were all feeling that, where things felt like really slow and internal and like no movement. The thing is that when Venus went direct, we had Mercury go retrograde. So it kind of feels like, you know, one step forward, one step back. So we're still kind of feeling, you know, some of that kind of slow, stuck energy. And we just have to remember that these retrogrades are times for us to really do our inner work and go within. And I just feel like this is also a magical Mercury retrograde, though, where it's Mercury retrograde is about things returning and things coming back, things from our past, people, places, you know, things of our past resurfacing and revisiting and reviewing. So, and I'm seeing some of that in the cards as well here. So yeah, I think that goes through December the 6th. So just a few weeks here. We've also had the lunar nodes, the North Node and the South Node, which are just like imaginary points in astrology that govern like our overall like North Star direction kind of energy. So right now we have the North Node in Cancer and the South Node in Capricorn, and we were just in the North Node was just in Leo, and now the North Node is in Cancer. So over the next 18 months, it could be a very emotional 18 months. Cancer is a water sign and it's emotional. And I know for me, a lot of emotion has been coming up around this full moon. And I'm seeing in the cards a lot of emotion for the feminine. So if you had triggers or emotions, things coming up for you, it's very much tied in with, I feel, the shift of the nodes and also with the full moon, because full moons are also about releasing. Let's see. I think that pretty much covers it. We have Jupiter in Sagittarius now, which is awesome because Jupiter and Sagittarius are each other's home. They're very compatible and very comfortable. And Jupiter and Sagittarius are about good luck, good fortune, optimism, joy. And it's really helping give us a lift with everything else going on and entering into the holiday season, brightening things up and, adding some spark and some fire and some optimism and joy in there. So yeah, I have also been seeing the numbers 144 a lot, 144, 444, and 1044. And whenever I see that, it's a message to me that there are DNA upgrades happening. So I feel like we are going through a layer of ascension, and you might be having more ascension symptoms, ringing in the ears, insomnia, head pressure, things like that coming up, fatigue. So just some things to keep in mind. Also, a tip with this full moon is it is Gemini, which is, it's a very light, airy energy. I think of like hummingbirds and fairies when I think of Gemini. It's just really chatty, lots of mental energy, light, buoyant energy. So I feel like grounding is important at this time. And if you are having that Thanksgiving dinner and you're celebrating that, or even if you're not, it's a good time to eat grounding foods, root vegetables like the yams and the sweet potatoes and the squash, carrots, roots like ginger that are warming for in the winter to help really ground your energy. Because there's going to be a lot of head stuff going on with Gemini. Let's see. Also, I wanted to share with you that Gemini rules the lovers in the traditional tarot. And Gemini also governs like our arms and our chest area on our body. And, this is that fourth chakra heart energy. Like I was saying, kind of that kind of light, buoyant, lighthearted energy of the lovers. And that there is this energy of sacred union here, like I was talking about earlier. And it is where we have this divinely ordained, divinely orchestrated in the heavens, this connection with our beloved. And so this is very strong energy that is coming up with this full moon. So I just thought I would share that with you as well. And when I was in my meditation, I was feeling a lot of energy here and in my arms. And so it just made sense to me as I was tuning into the Gemini full moon that there was just a lot of energy here. And I know for me, I've been having a lot of heart expansion going on. So if you're feeling like your chest opening or just emotions, a lot of energy coming up here, I feel like that's connected to this full moon as well. So yeah, really powerful full moon for twin flames, I feel. And a lot of big changes on the horizon, major life changes, but good at life changes. So, all right, so with that being said, I'm going to turn the camera towards the cards and we can dive into the reading. I think a lot of the messages coming through the cards will give us deeper insight into how these energies and this moon are going to be affecting us. So here we go. All right, let's get this centered. Oops, I think I'm going, I always get so confused with how to center this. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right, so if you are new to my channel, the way that I have this set up is I have the masculine energy over here on this side, and then I have the feminine energy over here. And then in the center here, I have the energy of the union. I have these energy oracle cards. So we are looking at energies. We are looking at masculine energy and feminine energy. So these aren't necessarily genders. These are energies. We have both masculine and feminine within us. However, one tends to be more dominant usually than the other. So as I'm sharing the messages, see what is resonating with you and what seems to fit most in your connection, and just take what resonates. And keep in mind, this is a general reading for the entire Twin Flame Collective. So this is looking at the predominant energies that are taking place within our soul group right now. And just keep that in mind, because some of it might resonate and some of it might not. If you do want to see the energies for your specific union, your specific connection with your beloved, I do offer private readings, and you can find information about that in the description box, or you are welcome to visit my website, which is twinsinunion.com. Okay, as far as the decks I am using, I have the Energy Oracle deck by Sandra Ann Taylor for the primary energies, and then clarifying those, I have the Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reed. And then at the end, I will share a advice and guidance card for us from the Wisdom of the Golden Path by Tony Carmine Salerno. I also will be sharing romance messages for us from the Divine Love Letters books. Yeah, I think that covers all of the materials. So I'm going to start with the masculine, and I asked Spirit, what is the Divine Masculine thinking at the time of this full moon in Gemini regarding his connection with his beloved Divine Feminine? And so a couple of cards came up, and the first card is Contract. So this is that I feel like this is connected to, like I was just talking about, this energy of the Lovers. And so it is the Divine Masculine thinking about this connection, very much so like in the forefront of his mind. And this is a card that is about partnerships. Whether that be business or romantic, we're talking about a divine love reading. So in terms of love and romance, this is about that divine partnership. And the Divine Masculine is very much thinking about some kind of a contract or declaration or an offer, taking things to the next level, bringing balance when we see the scales here, bringing balance and harmony into the connection. This is a number 6 when we look at the numerology here, and 6 is also, just like in the Lovers in the tarot, it's represented by a number 6. So 6 is that energy of the Lovers and partnerships and harmony and balance. So I think he's just really thinking about how to bring balance into the connection, how to create more harmony in the connection. And when we look at the card that came up with this, we have the cornucopia card. So he's thinking about his dreams, his wishes, his desires, his goals within this partnership. And really looking within himself, I feel, because she has a blindfold on here. So it's like he's looking within and really thinking about this connection from this internal perspective, which is part of this beauty of the Mercury retrograde. It is taking us inward and asking us to reflect and contemplate and review and take that time for looking within. And so just really looking within and thinking about his goals, his dreams, his wishes, his desires around this partnership. What does he want? What does he desire? What does he want to manifest? This is a number 11, so this is a number of manifestation. And this is just such a perfect card for Thanksgiving, right? It's just got this beautiful cornucopia, abundance, and just a flow of universal blessings and divine gifts being bestowed upon us, right? And so I feel like this is also, I'm noticing a lot of gold energy here, which is that energy of the divine blessings. And we receive the divine blessings from doing the inner work, from taking the time to go within and do the contemplation and do what it takes to move through this ascension journey and to be on the spiritual path, to do that inner work, to go through the life challenges that force us to grow and the things that feel challenging and uncomfortable, but ask us to expand and rise into the beautiful soul that we are and create this beautiful life with our beloved. And I just really see that coming through here. So yeah, the divine masculine is thinking heavily about this partnership, how to bring balance and harmony into the connection, and how to manifest his dreams and goals and wishes within the connection. And I'm also noticing too that when we add the 11 and the 6, it's a 17. And 17 in the traditional tarot is the number of the star. And the star card is about our destiny. It's about aligning with our soul's truth and our soul's true path, moving towards that dream, that goal, that wish, that desire. So really beautiful energy showing up here for the masculine. I just feel like with cornucopia card and all of the beautiful gold divine light coming through, that there is a lot of illumination coming in for the divine masculine with this full moon, getting clarity and moving into a place of awareness around this connection and what he wants in the connection. And yeah, it's just really beautiful. And clarifying the contract and the cornucopia, we have messenger of fire. So again, this just goes back to what I was saying. Look at all of these candles that are illuminated and crowning her head here. So this is that beautiful divine light and illumination coming in, and I feel like this could be connected to some of that Sagittarius and Jupiter aspect that we have going on right now. Sagittarius is all about spiritual growth and learning and expanding our horizons. And so I feel like there's just all of this beautiful fire energy here for the masculine that is really bringing in awareness and aha moments and downloads and clarity, and like he's seeing the light kind of energy here. And the messenger of fire is also about having a very determined spirit. Like if you look at this woman and the look on her face, she has her eye on something and she's very focused. She is very determined. And with this fire energy, that is that inspiration to take action and inspiration to embark on a new adventure. And with that illumination here, it's that wisdom that the masculine has gained through this journey that has brought him to this new perception of the connection and to this place of greater clarity about the connection, and to just this place of deep wisdom within his spirit about this connection. So it's really beautiful energy here where, he's thinking about partnership, he's thinking about commitment, he's thinking about his dreams and his goals and his wishes in terms of this partnership, and it just feels very abundant and very supportive, and just like the universe is wanting to bring forth these blessings of abundance, and is showing the way, showing the path, illuminating the path for the divine masculine, like giving him this aha moment and this clarity of what his truth is in this connection. And also with the messenger of fire, this is about communication. So this could be some kind of an actual message or communication from the masculine, or maybe the masculine receiving a message from the feminine, however that resonates. So some kind of good news or information coming forward. So yeah. All right, so I just realized too, I meant to share the circumstantial energy surrounding the full moon. So I'm going to shift gears for just a second here and show you the bottom of the deck. So again, this is like the circumstantial energy. So this is energy that is kind of like the weather surrounding us right now, and we have the thinking man. So I wasn't surprised to see this come up because, like I was saying, Gemini is an air sign and it governs our thoughts very heavily. So we see this thinking man in this image, and he is very focused looking at this clear quartz. And so he is working with that energy of the high priest, and he's really connecting to his higher mind. This is that like higher self energy or intuition kind of energy that doesn't come from the ego. It comes from source energy. It's that higher wisdom, that higher power that we're connecting with to get this clarity in our connection. And clear quartz also helps bring mental clarity. So if you do feel like you're having a lot of scattered thinking around this full moon, you can get yourself a clear quartz and just hold that in your hand, and it can help just clear your mind and calm your mind. It can also activate your mind too, so be mindful of that. I wouldn't recommend holding it like at night when you're tired and you want to go to bed. But it does help bring mental clarity. And this is 46, which adds up to 10. And so I feel like it is this energy of things coming to a culmination point and then moving into this pivotal 0 point energy of a new beginning. And with a number 4, that is bringing in that balance and that, grounding the connection. And with a 6, it is, again, that energy of balance and the lovers and bringing in that harmony. So really getting clarity on how can we ground this connection? How can we bring balance into this connection? How can we find harmony in this connection? And yeah. And then the other card on the bottom of the deck from the Good Tarot, I will share that as well. It is the 3 of Earth. So this is beautiful earth energy coming in now, supporting us in grounding our connection. And the 3 of Earth is about teamwork and collaboration and building something that is solid and has longevity and is built on a solid foundation. And we have this 3 here, and like I was saying, Gemini rules the 3rd house. And so it is that communication and that collaboration and that creative teamwork coming into play to really build something that is going to stand the test of time. So yeah, really beautiful circumstantial underlying energies there. Okay, back to the masculine. Sorry about that little diversion, but I just really felt guided to share those cards. So what is the divine masculine feeling in his heart regarding his connection with his beloved? And we have the Journey card. So what I'm getting here is that this is like that energy of the Fool with that 0 degrees energy of the moon. And it is taking that leap of faith, taking that risk, continuing to move forward in the journey where he's just still continually drawn towards the feminine, and we see this light shining down, which I see as being like the divine shining a light on this spiritual path, helping to show the masculine each step forward and continuing to move forward in faith, having faith in his heart. And I also do sense that there is some anxiety for the masculine around moving forward in this journey. Like in his heart, he's not quite sure how to keep moving forward and what is the next step. This is a lot of darkness here around this woman who's walking on this kind of rickety bridge. So it's like this sense of like uncertainty and am I taking the right step, and how do I navigate this, and is it safe to take this leap of faith, and where is this rickety bridge going to take me? But still continuing to move forward. And she has her little light here as well. So this is, I almost see that as being the guiding light within the masculine's heart that is continually pulling him towards his feminine and guiding him and showing him the way. That little light of inner knowing and inner wisdom and inner truth in his heart that is keeping him on the right path, keeping him on the right track. And with the number 2, that is the energy of keeping the faith and continuing to make those choices each step of the way that are continually guiding him towards his true path, towards his true North Star, towards his destiny, towards his feminine. And so clarifying this, we had a couple of beautiful cards come up. The first one is the 4 of Fire. So clarifying this journey card, clarifying this movement forward that might be cautious movement, but it still is movement. This light in his heart that is guiding him, clarifying that journey is the 4 of Fire. So this would be like the 4 of Wands in the traditional tarot, which is also known as being like the 1111 card or the marriage card. It's also a card that is about taking that next step. So like I was saying with the journey card, it's like taking that next step in the connection. So the masculine is really feeling guided to take things to the next level, whether that looks like making a commitment or moving in together or relocating to be closer to the twin, or some kind of an offering or an agreement or a declaration. It's something that isn't just casual, it's just very sincere and very grounded. With that number 4 there, it is very solid, it is grounded, it has structure to it. It's it's not just like a casual idle offer kind of a thing. It's like a very sincere, very grounded kind of a desire in his heart. And I feel like there's a connection between this 4 of Wands and that contract card that came up in his mental space too, where again that contract card is saying, like, in his heart he feels the soul contract. He feels the deep connection, and he's being pulled forward in his heart with that guiding light, with this spiritual journey towards this stability and towards this joy. This is a card about stability and joy. So yeah, just really feeling this beautiful energy of stability and joy and desire to take things to the next level, to move forward, to take that leap of faith, to take that risk. And clarifying this 4 of Fire, these came up together, so I feel like the Hierophant is giving us deeper insight into this 4 of Fire and So the Hierophant is another card that is about commitments, marriage, coming to a mutual agreement, creating some kind of like a code within the partnership. Like, you know, twins are here to really break down old paradigms and create new paradigms around divine love. So each twin's connection and union is going to look different. So it's about creating like this whole new template and creating this whole new code, this whole new framework for what this connection is going to look like within the realm of divine love, and creating mutual agreements and understandings around that, and taking things to a higher level of commitment and structure around that commitment. And I'm just noticing too this symbol here, which we see on the high priestess as well, and she looks like a high priestess to me in this image, where she is doing like a spiritual practice or some kind of a ceremony. But this kind of moon symbol here is symbolic of intuition. So I feel like in his heart, he's just really letting his intuition guide him. And we also see what looks like a big golden full moon behind her as well. So representing that energy of this Gemini full moon. So beautiful energy showing up here, like in the masculine's mental space and in his heart space, where there's just a lot of illumination coming into the mental space, clarity, awareness, growth, and then this beautiful guiding light in his heart that is leading him towards like a communion, like a partnership, a deeper bond, a place of this joy and stability within the connection. So really beautiful energy. And then I asked Spirit, what comes to mind when the divine masculine thinks about his feminine? So we have the strategy card. So I feel like what comes to mind is getting together some kind of a game plan here, where the masculine wants to really, you know, going back to this three of earth, he wants to build something, he wants to create something, he wants to manifest something with his feminine. And so when he's thinking about her, he's thinking about what kind of a game plan do I need, what kind of a strategy do I need, how can I start to make this connection blossom and grow and bloom and like build something here. How do I start to initiate that? How do I start to navigate that? And really open this door to a new beginning, to a new love. And again, this is like this beautiful Gemini energy coming through that is has a very strong intellect, and going back to the thinking man as well, that really strong intellect and working with that higher mind. And we see all of the tools here that the masculine has as he is developing this game plan and the strategy. And Gemini is that sign of communication, which is, it's ruled by Mercury, so has a lot of connection around words and writing and communication. And we see that showing up with this quill pen and these ink splatters here. And then there's a compass here. So he's on this journey, just like we see in the journey card, on this journey, and he has his compass. So he has direction, he has the communication tools, he has the skills, he has this telescope type thing here. So he has the vision. In that third eye chakra, he can see the vision. He has this key here to unlock the key to this strategy. And this is a 21, which also adds up to a 3. So again, it's that beautiful energy of communication and creativity and growth and expansion and building something, building abundance. So, and then clarifying this, I was just really blown away by these clarifying cards. We had 2 cards pop out together, and it's the Empress and the Emperor. So I was just like, no way. When these came out together, I've never ever had that happen before. So to me, this is just confirmation and validation of how powerful this Gemini full moon is for twins, because I see the Emperor and the Empress as being the masculine and the feminine in their highest form of truth, in their true essence as divine sovereign beings, and fully aligned with their power, with their strength as a divine sovereign being. This is the power couple, and twin flames are power couples. We are here to do amazing work. It is a divine mission, and it's like impossible to go through this journey and not move into this place of internal empowerment within that carries the energy of the Empress and the Emperor. And so when we look at these cards and how is this clarifying the strategy, the first thing that came to my mind is that the divine masculine, when he thinks about his feminine, he's wanting to get together this game plan and this strategy for divine union, for bringing this together, for manifesting this beautiful, amazing power couple, divine love. So it's just, I'm still kind of mind blown by these 2 cards coming out together. The other thing, when we look at these cards on an individual basis and the meaning behind them, we have the Empress. So Empress, again, is a number 3, so a lot of 3s here, and 333 is that unity, Christ consciousness energy. And 3, again, is communication, creativity, abundance. And so here we see the Empress, and she's holding this bouquet of harvested wheat. And to me, it just has that Thanksgiving kind of feel to it, where it is this time of harvest. It is counting our blessings. It is enjoying the fruits of our labor that we have worked so hard for in this spiritual journey, and really embracing the beauty and the abundance and the fruits of our labor. She's also very strongly connected to the mother energy. So she's often depicted as being a pregnant woman in many cards, and so I feel like the Empress is here saying that the divine masculine, this strategy that he's coming up with when he thinks about his feminine, is wanting to give birth to something new in the connection. And then when we look at the Emperor, this is the beautiful masculine energy, where it is grounding it, it is giving it structure, it is bringing in those analytical skills, those organizational skills, the rational mind, and also the heart, because the Emperor, part of what makes him the Emperor is the fact that he rules his empire from the strength and the courage of his heart. And so it's just this beautiful, I feel like this is union that is happening within the masculine himself, and then this is also union with his divine feminine beloved that he's thinking about in regard to this strategy. So getting a game plan together to give birth to this new beginning and to really ground it and bring it into 3D, bring it into the earth plane, give it a solid, structured, practical plan that he's coming up with. So yeah, just really amazing, beautiful, powerful energy showing up for the masculine. Yeah, it's really exciting to see this. So, for the feminine, let's check in and see how she's doing. I have a feeling the feminine is just, this is going to be a more challenging full moon for the feminine, I feel. And again, this is energies, so it doesn't mean that the masculine's not going to be experiencing some of these emotional things as well. But just when we look at the spread and the feminine side, I see a lot more challenging stuff coming up in terms of like thoughts and emotions. So for the feminine, what she's thinking regarding her connection with her masculine is envy. And so when we're considering that this is thoughts and mental space, and when we look at this card is about like an energy of lack. So is the feminine thinking about the connection and her masculine in a way that's from this perception of lack. And we see this woman standing like in this kind of dark cave, longingly looking out into the golden city, the golden light. So what I'm sensing here is the feminine, when she's thinking about her connection, she's thinking about what's missing in the connection, and that her masculine isn't by her side, and that things in the connection aren't where she wants them to be, and what's not right with the connection, and how she wants the connection to be, but it's not. And just kind of, you know, that stinking thinking where it's just, I feel like, again, this energy of this full moon is going to bring up a lot of mental energy. And we are going through a layer of ascension, so we have to remember that when these thoughts come up, and full moons are also about release, right? So the feminine is releasing some negative thought patterns here, is what I'm seeing. And it's time to step into this golden light here and shift the thinking from the place of lack, what's missing, what's not happening, what's wrong, what's not fulfilling, how lonely she is, and how everybody else has happy relationships, but she's in this twin flame journey. Whatever that looks like for you, we all go there, and it's part of clearing these old thought patterns out so that we can move into the golden light and to shift out of that energy. And this is a 20, so 20 with the number 2 is, again, choices and the duality, and we see this energy of duality and positive and negative, light and dark, the yang energy where the sun is, and the yin energy is like the dark nighttime energy. So a lot of energy of duality here. Maybe she's going back and forth in her mind of like thinking positive and then falling back into negative, and thinking positive and falling back into negative. And just kind of being all over the board. But what Spirit is saying here is that with this energy of number 2 and the 20, that this is about choice. And especially for those of us who are celebrating Thanksgiving, this is a perfect time to go back to that mindset of gratitude. What are the simple things that we can be grateful for? And if we can't think of something to be grateful for within our connection, we can start with other things in our life, and then eventually that starts to overflow into our connection. And with the 0 next to that too, like I said, this is a 0-degree moon, and it is the Fool, and it's taking that leap of faith and remembering the presence of God is beside us in this journey, helping to guide us into the light. And so, again, it's not about judging our thoughts. It's about observing our thoughts and noticing that we are in a loop, a thought pattern that is coming from a place of lack, and then starting to just observe it, accept it, embrace it, and then start to shift it and start to step into this light and make the choice to shift our thinking out of the negative into the positive. And it's our human nature, so we all go there. It's part of the journey, and it's not about being hard on ourselves or judging ourselves or being critical of our thoughts or trying to, push away our thoughts. It's just observing it from that neutral place and embracing it, and then thanking it, and then shifting out of it. And so clarifying this envy card, I thought this was really interesting because the envy card is a number 20, and we have call, and this is also a number 20. So this is a major arcana, and this would be like the judgment card in the traditional tarot, where it's about that energy of rising up and transcendence. And so I feel like what Spirit is saying here for the feminine is, remember your calling. This is a calling. This is a divine calling, and you do have a purpose. And to really reclaim that in your thinking, in your mindset, and your perception of your connection with your beloved is, remember that this is a divine calling, and to transcend the negative thinking. And like I said, it's just observing it and allowing it to start to transmute and shift and change, and clearing that out, releasing it. Allow the thoughts to come up, and then you can imagine them popping like a balloon and releasing and letting that go. And then asking yourself, how can you reframe it so that you are standing in the golden light? How can you shift that thought and create a new thought? So transcending and remembering your power, remembering your purpose, remembering why you are here and what you are doing, and that this is a higher calling. And again, that number 2 is keeping the faith. And gratitude is so powerful. It's so simple, but it's so powerful. And just having a practice where you write down 5 things every day that you're grateful for. And that starts to grow and expand. And it's amazing how you really start seeing the glass half full. And it really fills you up on the inside, so you're not feeling that emptiness or thinking about what's wrong and what's missing and what's not looking like you want it to look. Letting go of those expectations and filling up whatever void that is inside of you. So it's really powerful, I feel. Powerful message from Spirit there for the feminine. And I felt guided to also just ask for some surrender cards to help us see, what do we need to release? What do we need to surrender in order to release these thought patterns? And so a few cards came up, and the first one was negative thinking. So I was like, okay, well, that's very to the point. Surrender negative thinking. So it says, you have control over your thoughts. When negative thoughts surface, say, thank you for sharing, and then quickly refocus on positive affirmations. So this goes back to like what I was saying, where it's just like, it's not repressing the thoughts or getting upset and frustrated with the thoughts or judging or criticizing ourselves for having the thoughts. It's just saying, thanks for sharing, thanks ego, appreciate it, all right, now I'm going to shift back into a place of gratitude. And it takes time. This isn't something that we can just, automatically do overnight, but we can start to build that mental mastery and build that mental muscle and start to create new patterns of thinking. Okay, the next one, there's 3 of them. The next one is surrender your belief in scarcity. So again, this just fits in perfectly, where it's like that lack mentality. It says the universe is asking you to open to the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. So again, it's just shifting our perspective and opening up to all of this beauty and abundance that the universe just wants to shower upon us. It's just opening ourselves up to starting to see it in even those tiny little ways, where it might just be like, a cute baby that you see when you're at the grocery store, or a stranger saying, hey, I really like that sweater, or, just something nice that happens in your day that lifts your spirits. or something about yourself that you appreciate. If you're in a place where you're kind of getting down on yourself, think about just something small, and then it grows and expands. And then the final one is surrender. Surrender frustration. Frustration does not open any doors. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a deep breath, center yourself, and regroup so you may approach the situation more calmly. So yeah, this journey definitely takes us to these places of frustration. And it is about just recentering, regrouping, taking that deep breath, taking that step back, and just reframing things, getting new perspective. And I'm noticing too, when I look at all three of these cards, these all have like a purple color to them. So I feel like this is very strongly connected to the 6th chakra and the 7th chakra. So shifting that perception in our third eye and seeing things from a new angle, and opening up to the divine, opening up to source, opening up to the fact that the universe has our back, and the universe wants to bring us blessings and abundance, and we can just open up, we can ask for help, we can move into that beautiful feminine energy of receptivity. So yeah, powerful messages for the feminine from spirit there. And so what is the feminine feeling in her heart when it comes to her connection with her masculine? And a couple cards came up. We have anxiety and the temple path. So again, I feel like this is a more challenging moon for the feminine, where she's just struggling with these negative thought patterns in her mental space, and just some anxiety coming up here in her heart. And with the temple path here, this is saying, feminine, this anxiety that you may be feeling in your heart, it's unfounded worry. It's not necessary, because this is your soul's path. This is your soul's destiny. And I feel like there's just so much, I don't know what word I'm looking for, continuation or reflection, like similar energies in the mental space and the mental space and the heart space, where the feminine's just releasing a lot of old emotional patterns and mental patterns that are these doubts, these anxieties, these worries, this energy of lack, just seeing the glass half empty instead of half full. And the continual message from spirit here is just, this is your destiny, this is your divine calling, this is your divine purpose, this is your mission. And when we look at this beautiful temple path card, we see all of these orbs of light around this beautiful golden structure. And so we have to remember that those orbs of light are there with us, guiding us. This is our ancestors, our spirit guides, the archangels, all of these beautiful high beings that want to come in, goddesses, ascended masters. We have such a huge network of cheerleaders in the cosmic energies supporting us. And this is a divine mission that is helping the ascension of the entire planet. And it's like the whole universe has eyes on this amazing mission, and we're here to help ground this divine love and create this whole new template of partnership. So it's very important, and we have a lot of support guiding us where we need to go, and coming into this beautiful union, this divine destiny, this beautiful soul calling. So just remember your soul, remember your spirit, remember your mission, remember your purpose. And I just really feel like this is an important time for the feminine to really open her 7th chakra and connect to her higher self and source energy, and remember how beautiful and important that connection is, just as much, and if not even more, than her connection with her masculine. It just is like this beautiful, divine, golden energy here. And I'm also noticing this is a 12. And then I'm going back to this strategy card. And it was interesting because I happened to look at the clock right when I was starting to do energy clearing and prepare to pull cards, so starting the reading, and it was 12:21 on the clock. And the 12 and the 21 both add up to 3, and 3 is that third house Gemini energy and that energy of the Trinity. And so I feel like this full moon is really reminding us the truth of who we are as a soul, is aligning us with our soul's truth. It is like a soul retrieval of remembering the true essence of your spirit and who you are and why you're here and why you're on this twin flame journey, and realigning us with that, and creating strategy in our lives and our connections to build something solid and beautiful. And to just remember that we are supported in this path. So, yeah. And so clarifying the anxiety and the temple path, a couple cards came up for that. And I felt like with the anxiety card, this 5 of water came up with that. And so the 5 of water is that energy that is where we are emotionally focused on things that happened in the past. We're looking at things that have been losses. We're looking at regrets, sadness, and we have to remember again that we can shift our focus from the things that happened in the past that were sad, that didn't work out, the disappointments, all those spilled cups of the things that were losses, and shift our energy to the other 2 cups that stand strong, and remembering that those 2 cups are still standing, they're still there, that beautiful divine sacred union. So again, it's that energy of transmuting and transforming with that number 5, meeting the challenge and choosing to turn around and look at the 2 cups and release the fallen cups of the past, the pain, the heartache, the sadness, and letting that go. So yeah, like I said, I feel like this full moon might bring up some challenging thoughts and emotions for the feminine, but again, it's like embracing it and transmuting it and releasing it. And then that is how we grow, how we evolve, how we move through this ascension journey. And clarifying the temple path, we have the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is that beautiful, feminine, higher mind. She holds the keys to the Akashic records, to that sacred kingdom of all the esoteric knowledge and the wisdom. So just remember that you have this beautiful intuition, this gift of intuition, and it is guiding you on this temple path. It is guiding you to your truth, and to connect with that in your heart. The heart is a really amazing psychic portal, and going into your heart can open your intuition and show you the path, show you the way, show you the truth in your journey, and help put the anxiety and the emotional pain and sadness at ease when we're remembering our truth, remembering our intuition. And the High Priestess is a 2 again. So a lot of 2s and a lot of 3s, a lot of 1s, a lot of 5s in this reading. So making those choices, keeping the faith, connecting with our intuition, and just really trusting. All right, so what is the feminine, what comes to mind when the feminine thinks about her masculine? And this was really interesting. A couple cards came up. The first one is action. So the feminine, when she's thinking about her masculine, she's just really thinking about how she wants him to take action, is what I'm getting here, and how she's wanting things to move forward in the connection. She's wanting balance and harmony. We see more energy of duality coming up here with the black and the white horse. So a lot of energy of duality on the feminine side, finding harmony and balance within that duality. And yeah, she's just really wanting things to move forward. And this is a number 17. And like I was saying earlier, 17 is like the star card in the tarot. So it's moving forward towards those dreams, towards those wishes, towards those hopes and desires. And the other card that came up with this that I thought was really interesting was rest and rejuvenation. So we have action and then we have rest and rejuvenation. And so at first I was just like, well, these are like two completely opposite energies. So again, it's like this duality coming up here. And when we think about Gemini, it's the twins, right? It's like having like a double, like two sides of you where, you know, one side of you is this way and one side of you is that way. And so Geminis are known for kind of having like two personalities or two sides to themselves. And so what I'm getting here with, you know, what the divine feminine, what she's thinking about when she thinks of her masculine is just she wants things to move forward, but she feels like nothing's happening. And like things have just kind of been in a stalemate or stagnant or lacking movement and just like all tied up. And I'm seeing this coming through in some of my personal readings too, where it's just like the feminine really wanting things to move forward, but feeling like things are stuck. And in a way they are, because we have been dealing with retrograde energies. We just have to remember that these retrograde energies are very valuable times for inner work and contemplation and reflection and integration. And when we look at this man, this masculine figure in this card, he's integrating a lot of divine light here. He's like in a meditation. And so I feel like there is a lot of this energy on the masculine side where he's going within, he's contemplating things, he's reflecting, he's coming up with a strategy and a plan. And it doesn't mean that there isn't growth and that things aren't happening. It's just happening more on a deep internal level rather than an external physical level. And so that part will come. It's just that we need to release the idea that if we can't see it and touch it and feel it and look at it in our 3D life, that means nothing is happening, because it's like that analogy of the caterpillar in the cocoon. When you look at the cocoon, all you see is the cocoon. It doesn't look like anything's happening, but deep inside there, this caterpillar is being completely transformed and changed and transmuted and melting into like a liquidy goo that holds all the DNA for the butterfly, and then that is all like developing into the wings and the beautiful magical butterfly. And it takes time for that to happen, and it's a very delicate process, and it's all very internal inside of the cocoon. So just keep that in mind. It doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It doesn't mean things aren't moving and that there's no progress. It's just kind of more of an internal transformation that's taking place on a very deep mental, emotional, and spiritual level for the masculine. And so clarifying this action card for what comes to mind when the feminine thinks of her masculine is the Page of Water. So the action that she's wanting the masculine to take here is to come forward with his feelings, with his emotions, to open up and reach out and express himself, open up about how he feels. Pages are also about messages and news and communication and like pivotal turning points. So this action that comes to mind when she thinks of him, this is like him coming forward with some kind of communication and offer, sharing of feelings that is going to initiate a new direction, a new path, a new opening in the connection that's going to move things forward on this new path. So yeah. And that makes perfect sense. And I'm just noticing too, there's so much like gold and brown over here on the masculine side, which I feel like is connected to the third chakra and also to earth energy, a lot of earth energy here. So I really do feel like the masculine is grounding, energetically grounding the union, and really moving into this place of like greater confidence and strength within him, and like building up that solar plexus chakra. And with the feminine, there's just a lot of blue energy here, which corresponds a lot with the throat chakra. So I feel like the feminine is really wanting communication. Depending on where you are in your journey, maybe you're thinking about communicating, maybe you're thinking about reaching out to your masculine, and this page is about you taking action and you opening up and being vulnerable and sharing your feelings with your masculine, if that resonates with you. So yeah, just an observation there. Lots of kind of bluish greenish, which is also that cosmic heart energy, that higher heart that connects us to the whole universe. So really beautiful. So let's take a look at what's happening in the union. What's the energy of the connection at the time of this full moon? And we have Angel of Strength. So this goes back to what I was just saying, where this is like that solar plexus chakra, really strengthening our confidence, building up our courage, really coming into the truth of who we are, embracing our power, like from that place of internal empowerment and strength, like owning our light and taking action in our lives. This number 5 and the 50 is about transformation and taking action and liberation. So yeah, it's just really coming into your truth, coming into your own, coming into the power of who you are. And each of us, each twin, masculine and feminine, both really aligning with their truth, speaking their truth, stepping into the truth of who they are and what they want, and their power to create, their power to manifest, their power to take action towards their destiny, their power to create healing and harmony within their connection. Just a really powerful energy I'm feeling. Like I can feel like my pulse going really fast right now, like just tuning into the energy of this card. So yeah, and just looking at the face of that lion and its posture, it has its eyes set on something, as well as the angel. Very focused, very determined. Yeah, just going after what they know is like their divine birthright. Yeah, so, and with the 0 next to the 5, again, it's emphasizing the power of that 5. It is that 0 point energy of embarking on a new journey, having a fresh start, wiping the slate clean, taking the leap of faith, having the courage and the strength within to take a leap of faith. And clarifying that, we have the page of air. So another page here, and like I was saying, pages are like a pivot point, like a shift. And it just fits in with the energy of this full moon, where it's just over the next 6 months, there's going to be a lot of transitioning and shifting and pivoting into new beginnings. And so this page of air, clarifying the angel of strength, is about getting that mental clarity, and pages are also about communication. So it's that clear communication. It's also about researching and gathering information. So I feel like within a lot of the connections, since this is the energy of the union, it's like there are things that are unknown. There are things that have not been revealed. There are things that each twin is not clear about, that they need more information. So I feel like there's just conversations here where it's just going to be a revealing of some sort of talking about emotions, talking about desires, talking about, maybe things from the past and getting clarity, having the strength and the courage to just speak your truth and get things out into the open and not hold back anymore. Moving more and more into that place of authenticity, taking off the mask, and, standing in your truth and owning who each of you are, and owning the truth of your connection. And so, I just feel like the twins are going to be having some kind of conversation here where there's going to be more truth and learning things about each other, getting to know each other, getting more clarity on each other's perceptions and things that have happened in the past. And how do we move forward? With the page, we are moving forward in a new direction. So, I think that's a really powerful energy for the union there. That pretty much wraps up the energies here. So now we will shift gears and I will share a divine love letters. And so what I do is I add up the numbers on all of the cards in the reading, and then I come up with a number for the letter in the book. And these are channeled letters from Twin Flames to Twin Flames. It's available on Amazon if you want to check it out. And I have volumes 1 and 2 here. And so the number that we have for this week is 168. So I will read letters 168. Okay, so it says, let me see here. It says, she makes my heart skip a beat. She is absolutely stunning. So stunning that I can't believe that she wants to be with me. That I am the luckiest guy alive. That I am so beyond excited that we are going to be together. It's unreal. That I feel like I am the cat who has got all the cream in the supermarket and the superstore. That she makes me flip upside down, go dizzy with excitement, and just, well, I can't quite believe it. It's so amazing that we are going to be together, uniting in love, and getting this incredible opportunity to share our love. It's just too good for words. I am excited, way beyond excited. I am elated. I am literally like a kid at Christmas, counting down the days and the nights for all of my dreams to come true. You are my world, my heart, my everything. I adore every part of you. Oh, that's so beautiful. That's just so sweet. And it just is like making me think about this energy that's coming up here on the masculine's side, where it's just this beautiful cornucopia, so much abundance, so much to be grateful for, these beautiful dreams and wishes and blessings, and it's almost just like too good to be true. Like, is it really possible this amazing, beautiful, feminine, like really loves me, really wants to be with me, that we're really going to be together? Like, I feel like the cat's got all the cream, you know? Yeah, it just really ties in perfectly with this card. So I love that. Okay, so volume 2, number 168. That you are like a firework going off in my heart, like a golden sparkle of joy radiating light, love, and passion, which touch every part of me. I am bursting with desire and need for us to be together and to cement our union into our physical bodies, having our souls celebrate in divine love. I dream of that moment where we can be together as one again, living in the truest essence of who we are, what we are here to do, to celebrate our love, to rejoice in our soul's freedom of finally being free to love again. Finding you was the greatest moment of my life. Oh, I love that. I love that. That's bringing up a special memory for me. Just when I first met my divine masculine that night, right away when I got home, he texted me and just said, you know, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm just so glad that I met you. Like, it was just the sweetest thing. And so it's true. Like, it's just such a powerful, beautiful connection. And it's just like we are such gifts to each other and to each other's lives. And I was just seeing these two cards from the reading as I was reading that, where it's just like they are each other's true complement, true counterpart, true companion, and they are a power couple. And it's just, yeah, it's just so beautiful. All right, so we will wrap up with advice and guidance from Spirit on this reading. And so for the Divine Masculine, the advice for the masculine is wisdom. So I will read from the book to give us deeper insight here. It says, the greatest wisdom is to see through appearances, and this card confirms that you have taken the right course of action, and you have responded in the correct manner. Sometimes the best thing for all concerned is to have the strength to say no. Your recent response will empower and help both you and others. You have shown great wisdom by standing in your truth. And yet, you have done this with great love and respect for yourself and others. You are like the willow whose branches sway with the wind, but whose roots remain firmly embedded within the earth. Life is constantly changing, but its core essence remains the same. Love and wisdom do not change, they only grow stronger. Continue to live and respond to all in your life through love and truth. For in doing so, you honor the spirit of all living things. So this is a really powerful message, I feel, and I was seeing the image of the contract card coming to my mind as I was reading that. And, you know, where it was talking about having the power to say no, I feel like the masculine is aligning more and more with the truth of his soul and the truth of this connection, and that some divine masculines out there who may still have karmic partnerships are starting to come into a place of balance and awareness and understanding around that karmic partnership and how that fits in with their connection. And just in general, I think the masculine collectively is saying no and setting boundaries in areas of their lives where things were out of balance and where things were not aligned with their truth. And so this is a really beautiful message here from Spirit saying validating that the masculine is on track, that the masculine is aligning more and more with his truth, standing in his truth, and being like that earth, like I was talking about, the brown colors here and the earth energy coming through and grounding the union. And the masculine is grounded with roots into the earth, and also very flexible and can flow like a bamboo. And so it is through this wisdom, through this illumination that I was talking about, where he has grown, he has evolved, he has come into new awareness and understanding of who he is as a person, as a masculine, as a light worker, a divine being, just aligning more and more with the truth of who he is and why he's here, and this connection, and just moving into this place of this beautiful masculine wisdom and consciousness. So I think that's just really powerful. All right, and so advice and guidance for the divine feminine. We have forgiveness. It says, to forgive is to set a prisoner free and discover that the prisoner was you. And that is a quote by Lewis B. Smedes. And then it goes on to say, holding on to past hurts and injustices keeps you imprisoned within your own pain. Therefore, it is imperative that you forgive, for in doing so, you will set yourself free. Yet, to forgive does not mean that you condone or approve of another's harmful actions. It just means that you are no longer willing to be that person's victim. Forgiving cuts the negative energetic ties that bind you to painful past action. Forgive and set yourself free, because you are worth it. In doing so, you will regain your sense of self, and your life will change for the better. So again, there's this theme here of aligning with the truth of who we are and regaining our sense of self, coming home to ourself. And in doing so, that creates more harmony within our connection with our beloved. And when we look at these energies, you know, like the 5 of Water card, where it was focusing on the past, focusing on loss, focusing on sadness, focusing on things that didn't work out, focusing on disappointments, you know, having challenging negative thought patterns resurfacing, and probably thought patterns looking at things from the past. So there's just a clear message here from Spirit to really let go of the past, release, and allow the energies of this full moon to support you in releasing what no longer serves you. And she has this beautiful big full moon here behind her. So allow these energies to flow through you. And with the full moon, it's the moon is pulling energy out of us. With a new moon, we are receiving energy, like the moon is filling us up with energy. But with a full moon, it's pulling this Gemini energy out of us. And so allow yourself to go with this flow and be in this releasing energy. And it's time for us to forgive whatever happened in the past and bring healing and harmony and balance into the connection. And it's not really easy to do that, but like it said with that quote, we're really just creating a prison within ourselves, within our own mind. And so when we can release that, we can liberate ourselves and free ourselves and allow ourselves to move forward into the new adventure, into a new beginning, into a new direction, and to really bring a lot of healing and harmony into our lives, into our hearts, into our connections. So really powerful messages here. And I love how both cards have this beautiful green heart energy, and how I was saying earlier that Gemini is the Lover's card in the tarot, and it rules the arms and the chest and that heart area of the body. So beautiful heart energy coming through in our guidance and advice there. So there you go. I hope that this reading was helpful for you and gave you some clarity in your own journey and brought some healing into your own path. And for those of you who are celebrating Thanksgiving, I just want to wish you all a very blessed, abundant, magical Thanksgiving and powerful full moon experience. So I'm sending you all so much love and light and wishing you many blessings. Take good care. Bye-bye.